Hello friends, my name is RagePanda1 and we are back with some more thorough news on the upcoming events that are going to be affecting us soon. These patch notes apply to February 13th, which coincides with our Valentine's Day event as well as our Galabar Champion release. As we discussed in the previous video, the Galabar event is starting on the 16th, and it comes with all of the fixins that you're used to with the clan event. There'll be a story and special summons, and it's gonna be a great time. And it also appears that on the 16th we have a Blossoming Festival event. This is only available to servers that have been around for 28 days or more, and this is going to be your regular battle pass situation with a 7-day login. It does say that if you log in for 7 days you will earn an epic Samir champion. I find it weird that it would be a Samir champion and not a Galabar champion, but we'll see if that's a typo or the real thing. During this event we're going to be getting Blossoming Hearts to drop from Arena, Eye of the Abyss, District and Tax features, and all of that sort of stuff that we are used to by now. And we also have the Companion Gift Exchange. It allows you to give gifts to your favorite companions to obtain their favorability and other items. You'll also have a chance to get some mysterious gifts and a handsome amount of diamonds. We don't know what the mysterious gifts are just yet, but that's interesting. Now, they did refer to these as limited companion summons for the event, so I'm assuming that the Companion Gift Exchange is different than that, but I cannot say that for sure because, as you know, occasionally Goat Games is not natively English speaking, and so everything they show to us is translated, and sometimes translations just don't work out the way that we hope they would. But it does look like with the gift exchange, you can target a specific companion. So if you are close to a companion, for instance, I have 49 of the Samir clan, I'm hoping I'll be able to finish that baby out. That would make me really happy. I don't know how effective this is going to be and how many shards you can expect to get during the event, but it is a week-long event, so there's plenty of time to experiment and explore with that. Along with that relatively normal stuff, we do have some kind of crazy stuff going on here. There is guild tech and guild chests. Now this has to do with grandmasters of guilds and deputies specifically, although it is a thing that everybody gets to participate. Everybody will do quests for the guild. It sounds like that's going to give a resource that the grandmaster and the deputies can then choose to buy buffs that will apply in guild conquest. I think that's an interesting tactic. I'm not sure that Guild Conquest is in a state that I love even still, although I do see some merit in how fun it could be since I've messed with it a little more. I do feel like this is a really cool system. However, I'm worried that with the mergers taking a little longer than we want, this might not benefit some of the people who are in the older servers. That being said, a lot of the people in the older servers are dominating everybody in the younger servers in Guild Conquest right now, so maybe it'll balance it out a little bit. Not sure about that, but it's cool to see them adding new features like that. There's been an adjustment to headgear, which is going to give you extra stats when you acquire a headgear. Now, I believe that that refers to the ones that you get specifically from winning challenges. I'm not sure it applies to ones that you would get through battle passes and everything, although it would be kind of nice if they had a permanent version of those extra stats, because otherwise it's the rich getting richer, and I don't love that change. I think it's cool that the hard work pays off and you get something extra for it, but the people who are winning were pretty much definitely going to win anyway, and they don't need the extra help. We've had some champion models being optimized, some art improvements, this time on the male's ace and female scorching fire. I didn't think there was anything terribly wrong with those models myself, but I guess bringing everything in line is a good idea. There is a new companionship set. This is how you spend your charisma after carousing. There's going to be another block of 3, which includes Samir, Dravapala, and Orost. And all of those things sounds like great progressions of the game, just growing with the times and getting better, but we're about to get into some stuff that could be really shaking up the meta, and it could change up which champions belong in which spots on your fancy little tier list that you love so much. Sorry, I don't want to be a hater. I don't like tier lists. Everybody knows that by now. The first bug on this list is they are fixing a bug where critical rate did not increase on the stat bonus when the champion put on an equipment that increases their critical rate. Now, there's a big issue with that in all of these bug fixes, the only thing that's addressing crit rate is the one that comes from the equipment that you put on. And that is not the only crit that is not working. The base stats for crit are all set to 0, and that is not how the game originally was meant to be. It's not how the stat sheets originally were meant to be. I believe most people had between 10 and 20%, with the average sitting around 15. Of course, that was months ago, and I was just getting into the game. That's just what I remember seeing that could be wrong. So if it only does apply to gear, for instance, on my assassin character, it does not have any crit coming from equipment, and I believe that is generally the case. However, with mages, I have a level 10 mythic staff on my male Aeson, and that is giving me 12% crit rate. And even for mages, it is only the weapon that is applying that crit rate. I also do not see any in the warrior and tank sections, although maybe I'm missing it. So the way that it's written right now, it's nice that they're addressing crit because it's going to really improve the performance of a lot of people. Male Devala would be one of those. The Bloodstorm champion would be one of those. Male Elzadeth would be a lot better if crit was working. There's a lot of people in the game where they need their crit to be working to be able to function at full capacity, and it's good that we're seeing it start to come into order, but if it's not fully fixed, it's not quite enough yet. There are several other bug fixes here on the list, but that is the one I'm most excited to see. We also have that there were too many players receiving chests when they were not supposed to get them at the end of rounds of certain types of combat. I feel like that's probably Guild Conquest that they're referring to. Fixed a bug where the requirement for the Samir didn't show on the how to acquire charm list. That's not super clear, but the way that I am reading that is in reference to the Guardian Stone, how to acquire metals. I feel like that's probably what that means. There was a bug in Guild Conquest where stamina did not change when you were using March Acceleration cards. That would have been broken. Good to see that being fixed if that is true. There was a persistent red dot after you had claimed rewards in Eyes of the Abyss, and we know that we want those things gone. Man, I can't stand those red dots. Hey, why don't you holler down in the comments if you hate those red dots as much as I do. I hate those things. Fixed a bug where the stat was increased incorrectly on the passive skill of the male Karg when it was upgraded. Now, that's supposed to go up to stacking to 90% extra strength for the Karg at max level. If it was not doing that in a negative way, that would explain why he hasn't been performing as well as he should. If it is now going to work as intended, he might actually be doing considerably more damage, especially in fights that are lasting longer than 20 seconds. So I think that that's worth trying out, and if you're a person who has a Karg at a high level already, I want you to try to take note of what your damage is doing right now and if it's going to go higher. If it does go higher, please share that with me so that I can share it with other people, because we're all learning together. That's what it's all about. Fixed a bug where hybrid champions between Oros and demons had 2 pairs of horns. I don't think they should have fixed that. That's cool. I want more extra parts on all of my people with hybrids. And Goat Games, if you're listening, when you make people in the future, like you got your new Galabar people coming out, let me add some vines to my people. I want to have extra vines just for no reason, you know? Just because it's cool. Imagine Naga with their 4 arms and 6 vines coming out of their back. That'd be crazy. I want that. They fixed a bug where season expedition quests were not resetting, and fixed a bug where Valley of Conquerors active points were not calculating correctly. I think that means that your participation points, the little bar on the bottom that determines how many diamonds you get back. Again, I'm speculating. The wording isn't the best. I hate that I have to keep saying that I'm speculating on certain things like this because I'm doing my best here, people. I get the same information that you do. I don't know every single thing that they have going on in their brains. I'm just doing my best. And if you appreciate it, then go ahead and subscribe because I'd love to have you. For the server merge, we have Twilights 1 through 7, 8 through 14, and 15 through 19 becoming blocks of servers to test out our server merger capabilities. And I think that a lot of people who are upset that server merges aren't coming across the board are going to appreciate the fact that they're doing small scale tests, because this is a very difficult challenge that they are taking on. And if you had your server get corrupted when you were going through all of this and lost all of your data, for instance, and had to start over, I bet you'd quit the game. I bet you would. So you probably want them to test it out and make sure that it gets done right. Keep that in mind when you're feeling a little impatient, okay? Now, I posted this on my Facebook earlier today, and I said that greed is the worst human trait. It leads to all of the worst man-made mayhem that we have had in the history of the world. So try very hard not to be greedy. Now, I know you might deserve server merges sooner. You might deserve the Devala to come back sooner for your loyalty and patience that you've shown so far, but you know that it's coming now. Don't get greedy at the finish line and ruin it for yourself. Please still keep enjoying the game. They're doing this for you. They're doing their best. And you know, when they're not doing their best, I'm the first person to say it, and I say it loud and harshly, and I will continue to do so. But credit where credit is due on this one, in my opinion. I wasn't looking to make another news video today, but the news is here, and there's some very important stuff on there, so that's why I covered that for you. But if you're looking for some more exciting and engaging content, I will be doing a live stream tomorrow, likely starting at 9 o'clock p.m. Central Time here on YouTube, and it's going to be going through an account review review for our previous winner, and we're going to be spinning again to see who's going to be on the account reviews for next week. I believe we're going to be talking about making the most effective team that we possibly can on this account, but who knows what wild tangents we'll get into, so I invite you to join that live stream. It's going to be a good time. It always is. For now, I would like to thank you for watching. I have been RagePanda1, and I will see you in the next one.